Okay. So I don't want to just tell you this stuff or talk to you. I want to show you. I want to show you how this works. So we're going to do something together in a moment. But first, I want to ask you this. When was it that you possibly started to forget about the power of your imagination? Remember back to when you were little and how we would play and we would allow ourselves to use that imagination. Tap back into that power of allowing yourself to explore and get curious and use your mind and your subconscious to its full potential. That wild, you know, spontaneous childlike curiosity to imagine stuff. That is where the true potential of the power of your mind exists. And I want to show you how this works. So let's do this together. If it's safe for you to do so, um, I want you to close your eyes. Now, I want you to imagine that I had come into your house and I had painted the most horrible picture on your wall. And this was of the worst picture that you could imagine. You can open your eyes. What would you do? What would you do next? You would probably report me to the police, right? But what would you do? Would you probably paint over that horrid picture on your wall, right? The answer is generally yes. Why would you do that? Because obviously you don't want to be looking at a horrible picture. Now, why would I ask you that? Because if we're so quick to say we'd paint over that horrible picture on the wall because we don't want to look at it, why do we then not paint over the horrid pictures that we tend to keep inside our minds and the pictures that we tend to look back on and the stories and the films that we tend to look back on from 5, 10, 20, even further, 30, 40 years ago? Why don't we paint over those? Why don't we change them? Why don't we clean up our minds like we do a computer and clean them up with an antivirus and a C cleaner so it's all lovely and squeaky clean? Wouldn't that be a good thing to do? Right? So this is kind of what I want to talk to you about because everything that we feel, all our feelings, all our emotions are linked with our internal representation of how we view it internally. So let's give you an example. So I want you to think about an image of you feeling maybe doubtful, maybe uncertain. You know, think of you as when you are underconfident, when you're uncertain, when you are doubtful, and create an image of that. Just make a mental image of that in front of you. Now, in a little tiny little corner down the bottom left of this image, as if you were looking at a big computer screen, I want you to place a small little tiny image of you feeling really, really confident. This is an image of you feeling really confident in your power. You're going to make that really small. And now what we're going to do is we're simply going to go 3, 2, 1 and swish. And when we do, we're going to make that horrible big image, you're going to make that minimize in tiny, tiny. And at the same time, simultaneously, the image of you feeling confident is going to blow up in front of you really, really big on the computer screen. Got that? So we just go 3, 2, 1 and swish and we swap them over. So the image of you underconfident gets tiny. The image of you confident grows really big. 3, 2, 1 and swish. And 3, 2, 1 and swish. And 3, 2, 1 and swish. Swap those images over so you're looking at a big, bright, bold, beautiful image of you confident on the screen. See yourself confident on that screen. Make that confident you take over now. Make it big, bright, bold, and beautiful. Yeah. And notice how that feels as you look at this image. That is the power of your imagination and the power of your subconscious. Now, I'm going to show you two more really quick techniques that you can use. That one is kind of based on how we can change the internal representation. And that means that we change the corresponding feelings, right? The bigger something is, the stronger the feeling. The closer it is, the stronger the feeling. So if you have an image that's really close and it's not benefiting you, make it smaller, make it tiny, push it away. And if it's an image that's good, bring it closer, bring it bigger, bring it into color, and that's going to be more beneficial. That's how you use the power of your imagination. Second technique I want to show you is very simply, this could be for many things, but let's say it's for confidence again. I want you to imagine yourself standing up mentally. Stand up mentally. And in front of you, you see maybe a person that you admire and that you know is confident and that you would like to be more like. This could be a person you know, or it could be somebody in the media, someone famous that you would love to embody more their characteristics, their traits, and their confidence. So simply see them in your mind's eye in front of you. And now imagine 3, 2, 1, we could just step in. You can just step into the body and see what they see and hear what they hear and feel what they feel just in their body now. Hear how they speak to themselves, how they think, how they talk to themselves, how they hold themselves, how they speak to others, how their body feels. How does it feel to be in them? How does it feel to have their jaw, their throat, their neck, their shoulders, their head? How do they speak? What is different about them? Allow yourself to take this learning, bring this with you, allow your subconscious to take this, bring this back into your body with this new understanding, and open your eyes. Notice the difference in how you feel now. What is different about you? Now, very simple, right? Now, the third technique that I'm going to show you about the power of your imagination is what we call future pacing or timeline in NLP terms. And we can use this for many things. Again, we can use it for creating motivation, for confidence, or creating a certainty, a determination, a drive to complete something. So this is really useful, for example, if you want to achieve a goal and you have an end destination for that goal. So all you do is you can very simply imagine yourself floating up out of yourself again and imagine yourself floating forward, all the way forward to this goal that you want to achieve. Now, before you go into the goal, I want you to go one step further. So imagine that you could look down and see that moment where you are achieving this goal that you want to achieve. Now, what I want you to do is I just simply want you to float into the next day. I want you to drop down into the day after you have achieved this goal. Think about it now. I want you to imagine waking up yesterday. You achieved this goal. Think about what is different about you now that yesterday you achieved this goal. Just think about yesterday, about how yesterday you did this. Notice how good it feels and notice what is different about you now that you know that yesterday you achieved this goal. Now simply imagine you could float back up with this understanding, with this knowledge, and drop into yesterday and the day that you are now doing this, you are achieving this goal. See what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel. Now that you are achieving this goal, notice how good this is. Notice what is different about you in this moment that you are achieving this goal. Take these learnings, take these understandings with you. Allow your subconscious mind to bring this all up with you. Bring it all the way up and all the way back to the present and drop into your body with this feeling, with this knowledge, with this understanding, back now in the present. Open your eyes and notice how that feels, right? So remember, once we've done it in our mind's eye, once we've done it inside, in the inside world, everything happens twice. First on the inside, then on the outside. You got to do it on the inside, and then it happens on the outside. And that is how we use our imagination in some of the most powerful ways. So I trust you practice those, do those exercises, use them over and over again, because these are not just little tricks. These are powerful, powerful tools for life for you to use. And I'm here to help you to bring your imagination to life.